Let's look at this example where we want to rotate a figure and then reflect it. So this is a composition of transformations. One way I like to approach these is to list all the coordinates of the vertices and then perform each of the transformations so we can see what the final image will be. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's list out our original vertices here. It doesn't matter where we start. So we have negative 5, 0. I'm just going to go kind of around this. And we've got negative 5, negative 3. And then we've got negative 1, negative 3. Oops, negative 5, negative 3 there. Make sure we get those signs. And the last one would be negative 1, 0. Okay, now let's see what we're going to do first. So it asks us to rotate 90 degrees counterclockwise. So let's remember the rule for that. These are things you should write down, you should have in your notes somewhere. So when we rotate 90 degrees counterclockwise, we're going to have negative yx. So this figure would come down here into this next quadrant. So this is the rule. So let's get each of those new coordinates really quick. So the y is going to become the x, it's going to change sign. So that's still a 0. This would become a 3. This would become a 3. This would become a 0. The y value, the x, just goes over there. So negative 5, negative 5, negative 1, and negative 1. So that is a 90-degree rotation. Now let's go ahead and list the rule for the next part. So now it says reflect it in the y-axis. So recall, the y-axis is our vertical axis, so when we reflect it there, we're going to flip it over that. Now this would actually be over here now, so we're going to flip it that way. But over the y-axis, what changes? The sign of our x value. So the x value changes signs, okay? So this would become 0. Doesn't change, right? And the y value stays exactly the same. This would now flip and become negative 3. Negative 5 stays the same. Negative 3. Negative 1 stays the same. And then 0, because it's right on the axis, isn't going to change. And then negative 1. Now we've listed out all those coordinates. So here is our final image. Let's go ahead and plot those and see how it looks. So 0, negative 5. So 0, negative 5, so that would be down here. Negative 3, negative 5 would be right there. Negative 3, negative 1. So we're going to go up here. And 0, negative 1 right there. So there is our image. Let's just click there to clear it off. And let's submit to check ourselves. And it says we are correct. Again, so we rotated and then we flipped it. We reflected it, but we're only showing the final image on here on our drawing since that's what it asked us to do. But this is a good process. List the vertices, perform the transformation, as many as they give us, and then plot your final image. Hope that helps, and of course if you have any questions, please reach out to your instructor.